Hello, everyone. So I'm going to review one of the solutions from one of our interns, and probably what I'll do it is I'm going to just review the first screen and the second, third, fourth. You can further improve. All the assets are completely fine over here, and I have seen that there are a few common mistakes that everyone is doing it. So I thought just to point it out. Firstly, you guys are hiding the screen size less, I mean, greater than 480 pixels or 420 pixels. Don't do that. Just make sure that even for desktop, it's visible. And don't worry much how it looks because, I mean, our goal will be just to create an app for the mobile or iPad, etc. So now, what I've done it over here is there are a few things I want to point out. One is I have defined the width of the container, so you can do that even. You can go to your index file over here. Um, you have a container. Define the width to be 100%. Don't worry much how it looks, how what it will do. Just ignore that. Secondly, you guys are using some of you are using inline styling. I mean, in few cases it's fine, but in cases like this where you're defining the container, I mean, you're defining the container background, you could have simply used BG1 and define the background color to be in the style sheet because maybe there could be a requirement that for the screen smaller than, let's suppose, 320 pixels, you just want to do it the white background. Then what you will do? So it's important to just think far ahead rather than actually just doing the solution for the sake of just completing it. Don't do that. It's not good. Okay, the next thing is for these images, they won't be like when you will, for example, let me just refresh when you will place them, they won't be 100%. Means they'll be out of the container. So, for example, if I'm checking it, the responsiveness for iPhone 6s, they may be out of the container, and you can see already how they will look. So, you will need to define the width for them. And the better way is not to define the width like having attribute over here width and defining the width for that particular image. Again, use a class for the image, or you can use a class as a parent and define some I mean target them like arrow space image, something like I am going to place the code for it, something like this icon image. So these icon in the image can be 100%. For example, the arrow could be 30 pixel. I don't want them to be too big. The illustrations, this I am calling it illustration, and I have defined over here a class for illustration. uh, Actually, I mean, define the width for that. And there were points where you're using the break br in between the containers or in between the points. Don't do that. You can go ahead and do it for this. Even for this case, I wouldn't have used it. Reason being that it should be self-contained. Means as I resize the text should also change its behavior. So I mean, this is what I would have done, but it's all good. You can use within the paragraph. I'm all good within the headings, attribute headings, or h2 tags or h3 tags. That's all good, but don't use it between the divs. Sometimes they may create issues for the responsiveness, and I have seen that. So I'm telling you from the experience. So let's just run this. We have made the width to be 100%. So if I'll go now and make it off, so this is how it looks. No need to worry much about it, it's all good. Now, going in for iPhone X first, this is how it looks. Let's just refresh once again, and let's see how it looks. Okay, because we had defined the width of the images to be 100%. We had defined the width of the images. It now looks a little better. Okay, a little better. Let's just make it more better. How can we do that? So let's just see what are some of the mistakes that this intern has done. So over here, he has defined width to be like for small screens, it's a 6 column, and he has left us some spacing from over here. So that's fine. It's okay. And let's just see how it looks from over here. We can use position absolute or something like that to make it bring down. So that's also a possibility. Then this is fine for this row. Uh, why not using 12? I would have used 12 over here. So whether small screens or big screens, I would have done it this way. And also you should actually add some margin on top. So for example, for this button, again, no need to use inline CSS. Just for example, we will place it like this. It makes it a bit better. In fact, you can see one, I mean, you rather than using a space over here, you could actually utilize this part even and make it column 7. So I'm going to copy this. We'll define, you already have a button classes, but I'm going to define this as start screening button. We'll go in and let's just zoom in a bit, and we'll remove this spacing a bit, this spacing a bit. We'll make it 8, 4 is 12 is fine. 12, 12. We'll call it button screening. And so button screening, and we'll actually remove this now. No more inline styling. We'll use the class and we'll actually make it the one that we actually did earlier. So I'm going to copy this and we'll paste it over here. I will go back, run again. So that should make it a bit more better. We'll refresh. So as can be seen that, okay, it is aligning to the left. Again, the reason I was not using the BR was just because of this layout issue. So remove the breaks. Let it adjust itself. I mean, no point in worrying about that. In case you want spacing, like you can complete, etc., you can use pens in between and can place margins and like that. So for example, over here I have a space, right? I'll show you how you can do that. So let's just refresh again. You can see now how it looks. It's aligning, it's fine. Now where was you can complete? Okay, you can complete, so we can use pen like this in between, and because we needed this to be like come in as an additional line, I would have done this way. And within it p, okay, I need to refresh. Within the p we have span. So the way you can target is p span, so something like this: p span display block as another line, and I want some spacing from the top, so it could be margin a bit. That's how you can do it, very easy. But again, whenever you will use p span, means paragraph span anywhere else, it's going to actually apply it. So that's why it's better to use a class over here. So we'll go in and say start, let's suppose para, and over here when I'm copy pasting it, we'll define it like this: dot start para. Now we'll go back, run it. There is a spacing over here, and we will refresh the screen over here too. So there is a spacing, so it's now looking better. Now how you can make this illustration, we have a couple of ways. So one way is you can even use, because it's using flex, maybe I'll give you an idea that you can just use flex direction, etc., alignment over here, or something like that. You can use to make it align direction or content alignment could actually help you. So try and actually do that. This one, so this is fine. I would have adjusted the font sizes a bit more. So to do that, maybe for more information, for the top of the screens, you use one H1, and you could use multiple H2 depending upon how much the heading is important, and then you go to for H3 and then H4, etc. So, for example, for this case, COVID-19, it's a logo. I would have gone for H1 over here rather than H2. This would have been my you can say more preferenced heading font weight to be bold, and I can adjust the font size. I will actually go in you are saying it H3, I would have made it H2, and for H2 as well, I would have defined it something like that. Remember, they could be custom even. It's not necessarily they could be custom. Obviously, you will need to copy and what you call as the styling for them and replace these tags. Same goes for them. And what more I could do? I could even align them in the center. Even for this, I could center them. So it will just make things a lot more better. Again, don't use breaks for this. Is within the paragraph. It just makes it a bit bad. Don't use them. I won't recommend. I won't recommend. So that's about it. I think once you have done this page, you can move ahead for the second and the third and the fourth. And after that, the plan is actually that by the end of this series of different skills that you have learned, like you've learned what till now HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and you will be learning ES6 and jQuery, so which are also pretty important. When you will reach the point jQuery, you reach to the point for the jQuery, we'll have a 1 day space or something where we will actually use the jQuery along with the JavaScript to make this app functional. So the by the time you will be clearing off this program, you will have a functional app to showcase that okay, this is what I learned, and similar to it, you can replicate it for different purposes, not just for the screening tool. You could do it for questionnaire, you could do it for feedbacks. So there are multiple things that you can do it, and this is a proper web app actually. Thank you. I look forward for everyone to actually complete this properly. Don't do it for the sake of just doing it. Do it for presenting yourself. Thank you.